How did Charles's plans to change the royal family protocols affect Princess Charlotte? Why will she lose her titles when her father is king? And how has Princess Diana been credited for Charlotte's unusual upbringing? After Prince Philip's passing and Prince Charles' promotion to the patriarch of the royal family, the monarchy is about to go through an epic shakeup. And when Charles becomes king, things will change for everyone, including our favorite 6-year-old princess. But Charlotte doesn't just risk losing her titles, her future will change, regardless of who sits on the throne. Hi, I'm Joy, and you're watching OSSA. Let's get some answers. What happens to Charlotte when Charles becomes king? While it's hard to think of a world in which Queen Elizabeth is no longer the reigning British monarch, it's inevitable. And the first thing that will change when Charles becomes king and head of the Commonwealth will be everyone's current titles. His label of Duke of Cornwall will go to William, making Charlotte the Princess of Cambridge and Cornwall. When Charles is on the throne, he'll no longer be the Prince of Wales. This title will go to William. As a result, Charlotte's title will be amended again to Charlotte of Wales. I hope you're keeping up so far because this is just the start. Charles is also planning changes to the royal family. Since Prince Philip passed away, Charles has been making changes for the royals, including downsizing the family. Basically, he plans to reduce the number of royals on the taxpayers' payroll and the number of public engagements for family members. Thankfully for Charlotte, these changes won't affect her title or future, as she's a direct descendant of the heir to the throne. However, by the time she grows up and has kids of her own, it could be a different story. That's nothing compared to what will happen when William is king. Charles's future reign may impact Charlotte's titles, but her future will only change dramatically when her father succeeds her grandfather in becoming king. When that happens, life as Charlotte knows it will look very different. In fact, there's a good chance she'll lose her titles when her dad is on the throne. By the time William is King of England, his eldest son George will be Prince of Wales, making her Charlotte of nothing. That's right, her right to be Princess of Wales flies out the window when her brother gets the official title of Prince of Wales, because a royal lady can only be a princess if she's married to a prince, or the daughter of a prince. As George's sister, Charlotte doesn't fit either category. But there may be a silver lining here. Despite losing out on being the princess of anything, Charlotte could gain another very impressive title, that of Princess Royal. Only there's a catch. Princess Royal is a special title held only by the eldest daughter of the reigning monarch. Currently, the honor is held by the Queen's daughter, Princess Anne, after she received the title in 1987. Unfortunately, there can only be one Princess Royal, so unless Anne passes away, the title still won't go to poor Charlotte. But could she become a duchess like her mother? Sadly, no. The young princess will only become a duchess if she marries a duke. Duchess is not a title that is hereditary, but duke is, despite the changes the Queen made to other succession laws. Will having no title affect Charlotte's future? At the moment, Charlotte's future is unclear, but this is less to do with the drama of titles and more to do with how she and her brothers are being raised. In the past, royal children were cared for by nannies and were generally sent off to boarding school while their parents fulfilled various royal duties. This style of raising future monarchs is often criticized by anti-royalists who claim that it means royal children don't get to just be kids. Well, until Princess Diana came along. Diana raised her boys herself to ensure that the princes would be people first and royals second. Sure, this approach received praise and criticism, but it also set a really important foundation for the future of the monarchy. William and Harry are raising their kids the same way. This means that Charlotte has more options available to her than she would have had in the past, and considering that she's already accompanying her parents on their engagements and that she wants to be a nurse when she grows up, she's already getting amazing exposure for a life of philanthropy. But what she eventually decides to do and what she's allowed to do will all depend on any changes that Charles and William make while king. Could Charlotte become queen? The UK's laws of succession might be confusing, but there's a reason for that. Because Charlotte has an older brother, Prince George, she's not going to be queen after Prince William is king. But it also means that she stands a better chance than her younger brother, Prince Louis. It wasn't always like that. Historically, the only way to ascend to the British throne was through birth, and even then, only if you were a boy. For Princess Charlotte, this would have meant that even if she'd been born before her brother George, she would never be queen. But in 2011, Queen Elizabeth, who became the reigning monarch only because her parents never had a son, decided to change that. When Kate Middleton announced that she was pregnant, the Queen followed the example of other European monarchies and changed the rules of succession. Basically, this meant that the eldest child of a member of the royal family would be the heir, even if they weren't a boy. There's more. Since 1917, only the direct heir to the reigning monarch and not their siblings was allowed to be called His or Her Royal Highness. In William's family, that title would only have gone to George. But it didn't, because the Queen made another change to the rules in 2013, allowing both Charlotte and Louis to have the HRH titles too. Even though Kate and William's first child was a boy, this change meant something different for the couple's future daughter. By the time Charlotte was born, she was fourth in line to the throne, and for the first time in British history, this didn't change when her parents later had a second boy. Today, Princess Charlotte is still ahead of her younger brother Louis in the race to the throne. And it gets better. If George decides he doesn't want to be king, Charlotte will be the next Queen of England. Currently, the order of succession goes like this. Charles is first in line to the throne after his mother, Queen Elizabeth. After him, William will be next to wear the crown, and he'll be succeeded by his eldest son, George. So the current titles held by the three men will change as they get their new positions, having a knock-on effect for Charlotte's future. Wow, talk about confusing. For more info on the royals, check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay awesome.